Hi there. This is Dimitris. I see that I only have a couple of people watching, so this is my first ever stream. I'm gonna be demo trading today on NQ. I'm trying to learn like everybody else. So I'm in my trading journey 2.5 years now. So I have found some profitability, but it's not as consistent as I would like it to be. So I decided to start streaming now and again for accountability more than anything. So we'll see how this will go. If you have any questions, obviously, let me know and I can do my best to answer them. My trading strategies are based on the Inner Circle Trader, ICT, and together with time cycles, I kind of look for simple liquidity sweep, market structure shift, pullback, entry, and have a very specific target or targets. In this case today, I'm looking for shorts. I see here we have an SMT, a 30-minute SMT, and a kind of a displacement down the way. If there is a pullback, then my plan is to enter short around here and take it at least to 50%, if not to optimal trade entry. Obviously this is all the way down here is the sell side liquidity that I'm looking for. As a kind of final target, but we'll see. Again, this is paper trading. I did my trade today during London time. My trade was essentially from down here after the 5-minute reversed, and I traded up to here. And I exited there. So after a couple of losses, after a couple of failed attempts, I think I took it from here, it took me out, and then I took it down there and it worked out. So I've traded for the day on my funded account on Tradify, and now I'm just looking for practice, just looking for some demo trades. Let's see if there's gonna be any pullback. This is kind of the zone that I would like it to come up to in order to take a short if I find resistance. So my thinking process is that this week here, as it dropped down here, it got pushed all the way up. Obviously, it didn't take at the top here, but ES and YM did. So as it took that, then it displaced below, it never reached that part again. So I would expect it to come back here, test it, and then drop lower. But obviously, there's the case that it's just gonna melt down the way. Which in that case, I don't know if I'm gonna find an entry. We'll see how it goes. But generally speaking, I'm looking for shorts. And here on the right, I have ES, just comparing to see what the two are doing. Let's see again on the 5-minute. Because if it just melts like that, I'm not really interested. Because there is a chance that it's just gonna come down here and go up the way. Yeah, that's melting. That's already 50% retracement already. Within 15 minutes, it dropped 90 points. So how does the 15-minute look? pretty heavy. Let's see how the 15-minute will close, and then we'll take it from there. Yeah, that's a low probability short from now on. So here from yesterday, as the day was finished, it did the last pull up the way. It swept the buy side liquidity, and then it dropped all the way down here. So we haven't even reached 50% retracement going up the way before it started drop. So I don't know how confident I am for this short now. We'll see how it's going to respond if it starts retracing up the way towards this area here. Can you let me know on the chat if the sound sounds okay? Because the setup is really amateur, it's just through my phone, and I've never done this before, so I don't know how it sounds. Can you just let me know if everything is okay? Just a thumbs up or thumbs down. Let's see how this pullback is going to react. Like, even if we were to take a short from here to here, that is 86 points. That is a lot. So we could drop. When normally there is a displacement on the 5-minute chart, I'm looking for price action and how it's going to respond on the 1 minute or even 30 seconds or even 15 seconds chart. So, but we'll see. If it completely displaces over this and inverts it, I'll just have to be very cautious, because it means I will just run up the way. New hourly candle. So here it closed off completely, so there's no fair value gap on the hourly chart for longs yet. So it might go up and then down, or it might just reach up here and then sweep those lows before it goes up or down. We'll see how it's going to react at the bottom if it reaches it. So my plan is to maybe stream whenever I have the time, because I do work full time as a physio, and I'm possibly going to be able to do this around between 2:30 and maybe 3:30 p.m. New York time. That would be my kind of my goal, but obviously sometimes I'm just too busy. Or if I've traded London session and then I'm not interested in trading anymore, I might not do the stream, but occasionally I might pop a stream, and it's more like for my journaling purposes, in order to kind of document my trades. Keeps me accountable for making stupid mistakes, because a lot of the times I find myself just spending time in front of the chart, and then if I haven't found a setup, I just enter a setup for the sake of it, and then obviously 99% of the times that's a loser. And when I'm really focused and I have the energy and the patience, the trades are usually pretty okay. So it is this kind of frustrating time in trading where you know you could do it, but you don't do the right steps always. You don't take the right steps always, end up giving your money back. I'm not trading my own capital. It is all prop firm, and at this stage I can't really trust myself yet for putting down my own capital for trading. But in the future, obviously that's the goal. So 5 minute, I like this reaction here on this bearish fair value gap, but I do expect another jab above it before it decides to drop, if it's going to drop. So, and if you were to measure this displacement, this fair value gap on the 5 minute is where optimal trade entry is. So in these cases I tend to want to wait and see if it's going to reach that before it drops, because if I enter too early, it normally starts to trickle up the way, and then you're out before you know it. So yeah, these streams are probably going to be pretty boring, as trading sessions should be, in my opinion. But if there's anything you guys want to ask, feel free, or if you want to discuss anything, feel free to pop in the comments. I'm not by any means very experienced, but you know, after 2.5 years of failing, and then finding some success, at times I have some experience in theory more than in practice. So let's see if it's gonna go up one more time. He hasn't closed this fair value gap on the 5 minute on the NQ or the ES, so I would be surprised if it doesn't, unless it is really heavy and it just wants to drop down, taking sell side. We'll see. Okay, so far it's consolidating at the first kind of the push after the displacement around this box here. So I am confident that it wants to go lower, but I would really prefer if it would come higher up to take some liquidity before it drops again. Let's see the 10-minute. Yeah, on the 10-minute I would expect a little pullback. On the 15 it could start dropping. Sometimes I scroll through all minute charts, so 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, to see what makes more sense market structure wise. Because every time frame is fractal, so sometimes it doesn't fall, I feel it doesn't fall exactly on the 5-minute or the 15-minute or the 10-minute. It falls on the 6-minute, 7-minute, and it's very, very clear what's about to happen. But in this case, it just seems it kind of melts slowly. So ideally, I would like to see a pullback up the way. The first presented fair value gaps as well are really interesting. So if this is opening price, then this here is the first presented. It hasn't even retraced to that. Let's see how it's gonna feel, how it's gonna go. So what we might see here is try to find the brush. Is it the brush? Yeah. So we might see a market make a sell model starting from here, reaching up and dropping down before it continues. So if I see signatures that it's about to start the market maker sell model starting from here, left side of the curve, right side of the curve, then I might take it from down here up here and then down there. But I would need to see some sort of displacement up the way. So let's see how the 30 minute, the 30 second, sorry, looks like. So displaced SMT, took the lows, retraced up the way. If it does another push up the way, I would expect to take this high. So let's see if this tiny kind of, since we're demo, I'm happy to do that, but if it wasn't demo, I wouldn't go for it. It's such a low probability trade. So let's see, it's placed. We have an inverted fair value gap. It found some resistance. If it pushes and closes above here, then I might do a little scalp from up to here and possibly up to here. We'll see. 30-second looks good. So if it closes above here, then I am happy to maybe engage in a long. So this is at the moment, a bearish order block. So if this places above, it will become a little breaker. Bullish breaker. Because we see here a little possible market maker buy model. Left side of the curve, maybe it will push down and then go up the way. So this is the order block that propelled this push down. If it goes and closes above it, then I'm confident to take it from here up to here, which is 30 points. And it's a decent kind of risk reward trade, but it doesn't seem like it. It might just melt through. So we're on the new 15-minute candle. So, and this is also an imbalance on the on the 15-minute that it might attempt to go and get some liquidity or like fill up some of the inefficiencies. So let's see. So 30-second looks appropriate right now to see if it's going to displace above this. If it does, I'm going to attempt a long with just one little contract. I want to see it close above and then possibly making a little retracement on it. I'm not interested if it just pushes and closes below. I'm gonna mark on the same kind of inefficiency on the 15-minute on ES. So still hasn't closed above. It has closed above on the on ES, but not on NQ. Let's see, it does find resistance. Yes, looks a bit better, but you might want to take that sell side before it goes up or continue down. Let's see how the 5 looks. If we were to consider a bullish scenario, I would expect this to be the resistance. So it has been finding resistance. But again, I would consider it only if it doesn't close above below here and it displaces on the 30-second above this for now. Okay, we took again sell side at a good time, so it's an SMT at the moment on the 30-minute with ES. If we see a displacement above, then that might be a good long. If they both take sell side, I'm gonna have to wait and see the reaction later on. Okay, let's see how this is going to react. I'm not interested in this box anymore because it doesn't serve me right now. I want to see on the 1 minute. That's a 15 minute. It looks very heavy. Doesn't look like he wants to retrace at all. Okay, back to opening price. It tapped it. And there is a slight reaction there, so let's see what that is going to feel like. Again, we have an SMT with YM. Inverted this on the 30. Okay. If it closes above this bullish order block, I can erase this, then I can look for a long. Pop back this inverted fair value gap, because if it goes below, then that is void. Doesn't look good, does it? For longs anyways. Okay, abort. This is the kind of the worst conditions. It just grinds down or grinds up without clear market structure. It does a big push and then it just doesn't want to retrace. So in this case, I shouldn't be interested in taking a trade. But let's see. Let's see, 20 minute. So on the 20 minute, it just hit this bullish order block. If we see signatures, bullish signatures on a low time frame, then I can consider taking it up to this imbalance here. But again, it's pretty low probability. It's like one of these days that it can just go lower. And on the 4 hour, yeah, generally speaking, on the 4 hour, I would imagine it would want to close this gap and reach this area here, which would be kind of, let's see, on the, yeah, on the weekly or on the daily, from here to here, this kind of displacement, I would imagine it would want to reach this area here at some point, which is kind of optimal trade entry and all this specific bullish order block before it considers going up again if it wants to go up. So it hasn't even reached 50% retracement, so I would expect to close this gap at some point for sure, but the question is it going to do it with this 4-hour candle, or if we want to play and go a little bit higher up, take some more liquidity up here before dropping down. So hourly, 45 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, we're still on a kind of bullish order flow, but this can turn around very quickly. So we can only play with little moves. We have to be really nimble and not aim for the stars. So a lot of resistance so far here on the 20-minute order block. And if you were to get a little bit more specific, I would do this as a resistance, which is the 1-minute breaker, bullish breaker from here. Let's see if we're going to find a reversal. On the 5-minute, it still just drops. So, for a bullish gauge, what I would imagine I'm expecting is a close above this. More specifically, this wick here seems to be causing a lot of resistance, which can be interpreted with these two little wicks here. So I'm gonna see if it's gonna be able to push through and maybe create a fair value gap. It would be a small, low probability scalp all the way up to this inefficiency here on the 15-minute. Okay. So if it closes above here, I'm going to take this because it kind of confuses me. If it closes above the box that I have annotated, I would expect maybe a little pullback here and then go long, or go long again if it pushes down back to this area here. That would be enough for me. So let's see. Seems like it wants to close above. So plan is to enter when it pulls back to here. Let's see. For laughs. Okay. Maybe I'm gonna enter around here. Okay, so stop loss below here, take profit here, and I might re-enter if it pushes above these. I might add to the position if it pushes through this bullish order block and it reverses it essentially and it becomes a bullish breaker. For now, I'm looking for this to act as support if it returns inside here. So we'll see. I like that it did create a fair value gap. So let's see. Again, so it took these lows and then it reversed up the way and it closed inside. So let's see if this is going to hold as support and take it up to the 15-minute CD. So if ES reaches this first, I tend to exit my position because sometimes that's all it needs, just SMT, just sweep liquidity. It doesn't have to do it on both sides. One side is, enough. So let's see. Because overall I'm bearish, but this is just a pullback trade, which is not my favorite. But again, if it is 50% retracement from here to here, yeah, it is just the first imbalance after 50%. So I'm happy to try. So it has found resistance so far in that support. If it displaces above this, that's the next kind of displacement that I want to see, then I might add to my position, although ES is already starting to accelerate up the way. Let's see how the 5-minute looks. It looks good. It looks good. So the question is this a trade that I would take with my funded account? I think yes. I think it would be. Although it is low probability, which shouldn't be the case. So a couple of things I don't like. I don't like that ES took this high, the NQ didn't, and then we saw a rejection. Now I would like to see this being pushed above. So now it looks like it might want to just keep dropping lower. It might be just the liquidity it needed in order to continue to go lower, but we'll see. Let's see this account. I opened it maybe a few days ago, a couple of days ago. Account history. I took some silly trades, but overall, yeah, today I had a £2,000 loss. But the rest of them, yeah, it's just a few days since the 31st. I put like 100,000 on the paper trading account. I can trade up to 3 contracts, and that $2,000 loss was with 3 contracts, obviously, over leveraging. pretending I know what I'm doing. So let's see. If it finds again a lot of resistance on that bullish order block, it's probably going to be a loss. I will consider moving my stop. If it displaces above here, I would move my stop below this swing low. But I want to see like closing above there. So it would be, yeah, just reducing a little bit the risk. So yeah, the 5 minute looks pretty bad at the moment. I would expect the second candle here to be bullish. Doesn't want to be. I think this is a massive trap for bulls. But we will see. There are a few inefficiencies up here that it might need to fill because obviously price needs to be balanced. But doesn't work always, does it? So let's see. We'll stick to the 1 minute, and if it does displaces above that bearish order block and it becomes a bullish breaker, I will be more confident about this trade. And again, I'm looking at ES because if ES takes that green line first, it might just reverse. Because the way I see it, this is just a retracement in order to go lower, which was the original plan, to wait for that retracement and go lower. So if it closes inside that bearish order block, that's a good thing. Let's see. So if ES takes the top, then I'm just gonna move my stop to break even, and then if it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I will definitely not add any contracts because ES seems a little bit more bullish. Because you never know, it might want to go all the way up here towards midnight open, which it hasn't hit yet on ES or NQ. I'm planning on using a microphone instead of my phone's microphone. So I don't know how loud I am at the moment. Can you, if anybody's watching, can you let me know if you can hear me or if it is like mumbling? Probably nobody's watching. Me, myself, and I. Let's see. Okay, it looks like it wants to take that inefficiency, at least on ES, if not on NQ. Yeah, if it takes ES, then I'll move my stop more than just break even, just to have maybe, maybe where it is right now. Some profit is some profit. Again, if it displaces, well, now I wouldn't want it to come below here because we already have a fair value gap on the 1 minute. So we've reduced the risk a little bit at least. Makes the risk reward a little bit more acceptable. Let's see though on the that's the 2 minute. This is a very low probability conditions, guys. Here we go. Let's see what it is trying to do here. It wants to go lower before it goes higher. Doesn't look good, does it? It inversed on the 1 minute. Let's see on the 15-second. It's still valid, but we'll see. It needs to push through and close above if we have any chance of taking this high. Switched off my music. I don't know if that was a bit loud. Okay. The annoying thing it would be if it takes this low and then go higher. But it shouldn't go down low. If it does, then I might as well be out because it's just time distortion, just banging around, taking a little liquidity here and there before it wants to do its move. It feels like it's kind of a dead time, like it's kind of stuck there. We'll see, because it hit this inverse 15-minute BC, so it found a lot of resistance. So we'll give it a little time. Okay, let's see now. Again, I'll probably have to go break even if ES takes that high first. Now it closed above, so now I want to bring this stop here. Every dollar counts. So now I don't expect it to drop too far below here. You know, it should find resistance where it is at the moment, more specifically on the body of this candle here. So they should be strong support. If not, then it's going to melt down the way. And it's just trapping, 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 trapping all the bulls 11:45. This is a new macro. Let's see how it looks on the 15-minute. Yeah, doesn't look great. We'll see. You might want to take these lows here. So let's see on the 5. Yeah, that looks bad. In these cases, sometimes if it plays like that, if it pushes once more, then I go break even under here, under this bearish bearish breaker and bearish order block. If it pushes above, just because it's been playing up and down, so I'm not really interested. That's us out. Let's see what it wants to do. Remove this one. So now the next kind of possibility is that this time cycle takes the previous one and then it reverses. Ideally, we want to see ES and Q take it and the other not take it, or both of them take it and YM not take it before we go long. Or then we'll just trickle down. Then that would be me for the day. I'm not interested in waiting. It's going to take another few hours before a good opportunity appears. So that might be just it. So let's see. Again, I'm interested in it going up here after it takes some liquidity. So maybe dipping into, let's say, this 5-minute BC. But again, these need to be taken. So my hope is going to go up before it drops down. So new macro, let's see. So that last trade was negative 315. And it is like most of the time it is best to wait for X45 to X15, kind of that macro, because that's, you know, before that normally just there's time distortion, and then at the 45 it creates that pattern where it takes liquidity and then it goes to your target. So should have thought that a bit earlier. So let's see how it's going to respond here. Again, I'm waiting for a strong reaction here and then a reversal up the way towards this 15-minute BC. Let's remove that. This is trading, waiting. waiting. So ES took it, NQ didn't so far. It just did now. YM hasn't. So if we see a reversal here towards the top, then it's a higher probability long. So let's see if it reaches down here. If it closes above here on the 15 second, then I might take it for a long. Okay. Let's see if it closes above it. I don't want this just on the box because it hasn't really tapped into the 5-minute busy here, so it might do one more, and then I would expect this to close above this bearish order block. Okay, moment of truth. That's it. And let's see if it goes and closes above our box, then that's my last long attempt. If it kind of keeps going down the way, then I'm not really interested. Let's see, 30 seconds, 15 seconds, look a little bit better. So if it closes and inverts this fair value gap, then I'll just be a little bit more observant. So I might be able to enter with 2 contracts because this is a reversal on a macro time, which I like. Let's see how it's going to react on this bearish order block. Okay, I'm just gonna take it. Okay, 2 contracts. Stop under here. Terminus up here, partial here. Let's go on the 1 minute. If it wants to do another jag down the way, this is like playing with us. ES is going well. NQ is lagging. So ideally this is first partial here. But if NQ takes the top first, then I'm gonna have to take a partial and then move my stop to break even. Okay, I can move my stop to here. I can remove this. I'm putting it under this bullish breaker, just under it. So this is a little, in my opinion, market maker buy model. Left side, right side, but now it looks like downside. Doesn't look good. After this, guys, I'm done. You know, 2 losses. It's enough. It just humors with the idea of a long, and then that's it. Okay. I'm gonna have to take the stop to here, just in case it wants to just take this. Nah. That's it. It just doesn't want to play. Okay, guys, thank you. Whoever it is that is watching, thank you for being in this super boring stream. It might get better. This is my first ever. Obviously, more people show up. I want to talk about myself a little bit more. And yeah, we can hopefully learn together, make mistakes together, and you're gonna see that this is gonna reverse now and go towards my target. Okay. No. So, good luck, guys. Trade well, and I might see you at some point again this week. Take care.